Taylor, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
You've been killing all the movies you've been doing lately and shows, so I'm proud of you.
You.
My first, my first question is this film is really powerful and also like truly opened my eyes up about schizophrenia. Did you have to do any research about it, or did you like talk to anybody with schizophrenia to prepare for your role?
Um, I did a lot of research when I got the role, and then during filming and watching Charlie play somebody with schizophrenia. I learned so much. I hadn't known that much prior about it, but it was really impactful for me because so many people deal with this, and I wasn't aware. And and I'm grateful that I was shown this world.
Also, from the film, you really get a glimpse of the minds with someone with schizophrenia. An example is like Adam's relationship with Paul. Through Adam's eyes, you think his relationship with Paul was like one thing, but you find out it was another thing.
Mhm.
When was the last time you thought something was one thing, but it was another thing, and you totally misjudged the situation?
That's a great question. Gosh, every day, all the time. It's so funny because our perception of situations can be completely different than what it actually is. Like, w- especially in relationship to anybody, not romantically. I mean, romantically, but like in every facet of your life. So probably in ways that I every day that I don't even know. Like that's probably happening all the time, and I'm making a story that doesn't exist. So yeah, that's
Everyone does
my vague answer. But
it.
yeah, probably quite frequently.
There's also a great scene in the movie where you see Adam says something along the lines of, when you have cancer, people can't wait to jump through the hoops to grant your wishes. But when you have mental illness, people can't wait to make you someone else's problem. Do you think this movie will help remove some of the stigma around mental illness?
I hope so. I hope so. I hope that people can, just find an empathetic way of looking at it and relating to it. And I most people in the world know somebody that has some sort of mental illness that affects their life. And if they don't presently, they probably will. So yeah, I think that that line is very real and true, and and I hope that people can be a little bit more kinder after watching it.
Oh, my last question is, you and Savannah Leaf made like a porn documentary,
Mhm.
The Heart Still Hums. Can
Yes,
you like, I think it's really like dope what you guys did. Can you like tell people who aren't aware about it, like what it's about?
yes. So I co-directed and co-produced a documentary um, last year. It's called The Heart Still Hums. We shot it in Sacramento, California. It's about five women who are either single mothers or in really difficult situations. All of them are lower income, and some of them are dealing with drug addiction. And it's about them as mothers and either giving their children away because they can't take care of them, or what it's like taking care of a child when you have very limited resources. It focuses on two charities that of these two women that really devote their lives to taking care of women who need the help. And it was so eye-opening for me to meet all of these women and spend time in their worlds, um, and incredibly important to showcase that because it's all around us. So many women are dealing with this, and a lot in communities of color, which is very unbalanced. So I'm excited for the documentary to come out. I think it'll come out later this year or early in 2021. And I can't wait for you to see it.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a
Yeah,
good day.
you too. You too.
Charlie, you killed this film, man. Like, I'm proud of you. You really
Oh, thank
did.
you so much, and I really appreciate it.
This film was so powerful. It truly opened my mind up about like schizophrenia. Did you have to do any research about it, or did you talk to anybody with schizophrenia before you prepare for your role?
Definitely. That was really all the research, and then learning how to chop some vegetables and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, really all my research was put into talking to people, yeah, who their everyday really revolves around dealing with the illness in some respect. I mean, a lot of the help came from actually psychiatrists who specialize in dealing with younger patients, similar to the age of the character, who are either newly diagnosed or have just in the last couple of years really been dealing with the illness. But that was so important, and really kind of, I think, gave me like the tools to be able to know, like, for these scenes and for these moments, just understanding what the reality of the experience really is before trying to even attempt to showcase what that is like.
No, from this movie, you really get a glimpse of the minds with someone with schizophrenia. Example is your character with his relationship with with Paul. Through Adam's eyes, you look at his relationship with Paul like one way, but it actually ends up being another way. When was the last time you thought something was one thing, but it was another thing? You totally misjudged the situation.
Most of the time. Like, I have this saying that I've been saying for quite some time, which is you ain't slick, which basically just kind of means that, I think it's human nature to feel as though about a situation. Oh, I know for sure that's what it is. And then I just feel like the universe always has a clever way of showing you that you're not slick. Like, you're just along with everybody else. So yeah, so all the time is the answer.
There's a great scene in the movie where you see Adam says something along the lines, when you have cancer, people can't wait to jump through hoops to grant your wishes. But when you have a mental illness, people can't wait to make you someone else's problem. Do you think this movie could help remove some of the stigma around mental illness?
I hope so. I mean, that's really what that line is definitely getting at. And I think, yeah, that's a huge part of the intent in making this movie, is really making the conversation overall just be different. Because I think, like you just said, really that is really kind of the energy behind the conversation of mental illness, is like, well, what can we do to just kind of get you out of the way, especially when we don't have solutions, we don't have answers a lot of the time. And so yeah, I think that really hopefully can change, because it's such a shame. And really everybody deals with mental health issues in some sense, or has a family member or a loved one. So hopefully really everyone can see themselves somewhat in the movie with that.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it so much, man. Good job
Yeah,
on this
I
movie.
really appreciate it.
I really love it. It's very informative and everything.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.
Where is the buzz? You said was mine.